Just a few months ago, he became the first Indian man to beat a seeded player at a Grand Slam in 35 years. And a few days ago now, more history, became the first man from India to win a Masters 1000 main draw match on clay. And just this week has become the seventh highest ranked Indian in ATP rankings history. We're delighted to be talking to Sumit Nagal. Sumit, thank you so much for speaking to us. Firstly, Sumit Nagal, world number 80. How does it feel? Your highest ever ranking?
Thank you. Thank you for having me, first of all. Just talking about the ranking, um, uh, looking from where I've come the last few years, not being able to play a week in and out for 3 years almost, to be having this opportunity to play in the last 15 to 16 months. I think that's the best part I could ask for. Um, uh, as ranking wise, I kind of always knew in myself that if I can somehow play the season or 2 season without getting injured, I do have enough capability of breaking top 100. And I felt like that was the biggest change that happened in last 4 years.
Yeah, since you talk about that tough time, I mean, I think exactly a year ago, you were outside of top 500. Just tell us a bit more about that journey, the tough times that you went through, what kept you motivated, and how did you then make this comeback?
Right. Beginning of last year, ranked 503. So yeah, outside 500 or even 505, whatever. See, the tennis is a funny sport. If you don't play, you don't make points. It's how it is. One of the greatest players right now, Rafa, if he's not playing, he's ranked outside 600. Um, um, I think the 2022 summer was the toughest for me. Just because I had come back from a surgery. I started playing. And after 5 weeks, I got injured again, which was where I was pretty comfortably winning the match. And I think just running for a ball broke something in my body or tore something, and that was an emotional day. I cried on the court while shaking hands, and that 6 to 8 weeks off plus trying to come back after was one of the darkest hours, darkest days. But I think I so wanted to be done with 2022. I went to South America in September. I was there for 8 or 9 weeks, and then actually last two tournaments was like I just want to be home. I'm thankful to my friends, family, coaches for pushing me because I think when the time is tough, you go to your loved ones, the ones who believes in you, and that was the case in my life.
You're looking incredibly fit now on the court, whatever we get to see now. But, the biggest talking point around Sumit Nagal was, those 800 euros. How's the bank account looking now? Enough to take care of your traveling, coaching, etc. for the next 2 years?
I mean, yeah, I mean, everything at right now is just investing in yourself. The bigger budget you have, the more people you get involved. Now I'm majority trying to travel with a tennis coach and a fitness coach, or sometimes even a physio or a mental trainer. So it just the bills are getting bigger and bigger now.
I know. So, as you improve, as you go higher, I think it even gets tougher. But
It
I
gets
like
even
that
bigger,
line.
exactly.
But I like that line of yours. You need to invest in yourself. So at
Of
the
course, of
moment,
course, of course.
yeah.
Because these are the
Uh,
years, because years won't come back. So this is the opportunity you have. If you can improve by 3% every 6 months, you take it. Because the margin is so small in tennis, and majority of the matches you win or lose by 2 or 3 points. That's it.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely. And especially in those top 100, top 80 players. And that's going to be my next question. You've beaten, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 20 of the current top 100 players. Some of those names, Arnaldi, you beat, Bublik, Hurkacz, Offner, Fokina, Korda, just some names that come to my mind who you've beaten. And these are all the top 100 players. Does that give you hope that top 50 is not too far enough?
Yeah, sure. And I know I'm capable of doing it. I mean, I've realized it last few weeks. If just sometimes like last match, talking about last match, I realized the mistake I made. I went for a little too much or a little too less, and I think sometimes I'm still trying to find the balance because the stage is still very new to me. Playing on center courts in Monte Carlo, dealing with the pressure, playing with people who are top 10. When you're not used to it, it sometimes still comes as a surprise. And I felt like the last match when I played, the first set was a surprise to me. I played not even 30% of what I could do. But I think these are the most important parts on this level now to get used to it, keep improving, keep pushing, keep knocking doors. And then, like I said, the best thing I could do is week in and out, perform. Win or lose doesn't matter. Just keep improving.
I was reading a lot of foreign media, their assessment of you now that, you've had a fantastic season. The two things that are most spoken about, one is your thunderous forehand, and the other, your on-court movement. You reckon with these two weapons that you have, clay could be the surface where you could bring out your best now?
Yeah, always. I've always performed the best on clay. So I grew up on clay as well. So that I guess that's one of the reasons why I feel comfortable playing on it.
Is that why I see a section of fans also nickname you, Nadal with a G? Have you heard that?
I've heard it.
Do you like that?
It's the comparison is a little bit too high, but of course, who doesn't want to get compared to Rafa?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. I mean, some of these players, maybe not Rafa because he's not been playing, but you must come across a lot of top level players in the changing room. And I know changing room is one area where players tend to be very free and talk. What's the kind of, can you recall an incident maybe with a Novak or a Rafa or a Roger where he said a few things to you in the changing room after a game or watching your game?
See, Roger has not been in a locker room for a
Yeah,
while now. The only chat I had was around the match when I played him in 2019. When
19.
he came and he said, "Hi, I'm Roger." I'm like, "No shit." Sorry.
Yeah.
And with Rafa, I just hi, hello. He's very much, in his own aura. Djokovic it's also, hey, how's it going? We spoke about an Olympic match in Tokyo. He was watching it and he was asking how hot is it. I said, man, it's very hot. It was 40 degrees something we're playing, and he's like, wow, blah blah blah, great match, good win. And then just like quick chat, nothing too deep, I would say, where we're sitting down and having a continuous back and forth chat. That hasn't happened yet.
I know that your focus is going to be on the French Open that's up next. Hoping that any sort of wild card issues, or now I think you should get a direct entry, right, to most of the slams.
Right.
Right. Your visa issues all sorted as far as the Wimbledon is concerned. I did see a
Yeah,
post.
just I'm still waiting to get the passport back. Yeah,
Uh, uh,
hopefully I get it.
The one thing that also made a lot of headlines in Indian media was initially the Virat Kohli Foundation supporting you. I'd want to know, does he follow your career? Do you sometimes have a chat? Does he know what you're up to?
Maybe once or twice a year, just basic congratulations, vice versa. But yeah, that's what I would say.
Right.
Not much. But it's tough because you play our tour is so different comparing to theirs. We are so
Mm.
heavily European based tour. America and cricket is so Asia, maybe a bit of UK, West Indies based tour. So very tough to even clash dates. If that happens,
Mm.
that I think would be really nice.
And talking about people supporting you, I see Somdev on your group sitting next to you, cheering you on. How's it been having him around your side?
Always been fun. I learned a lot from him. The way he played tennis was very different comparing to me. He's been on and off helping me since 2016, 17, to be honest. Um, uh, great thanks to him. When I broke top 100, he was around. He was in Chennai, and it was a very emotional day for all of us.
Mm. Just on the Indian tennis front, I wanted to pick your brains. We uh, 70s, 80s was a golden era, even till 90s, 2000. We've seen a bit of a slump in Indian tennis, whether it's on the men's side, whether it's on the women's side. What do you think needs to be done to bring Indian tennis back to its glory days? You're one of the flag bearers right now. You're leading the charge. What else can be done?
I think the quality in tennis has gone down. comparing to 20 years back. Uh, I've always said few things about it. One would be having a guidance, having a support, a system where, hey, listen, if you're under 12, 14, you're going to work with this coach. 14 to 16, going to work with this coach. These are the tournaments you're going to play. This is the ranking we are looking at. Blah, blah, blah. Just a system like every other country has. You go to Canada, US, France. Sure, I'm comparing to slam countries, but even if you go to, let's not talk about a slam country. Look at Austria. Look at Slovakia. Slovakia has maybe 7 players and 10 coaches. Such a small country, everyone has a personal coach. They have the ranking system. The association pays for the coach, but as you can see, they're performing better than us. And Slovakia is not even half of Delhi, just to let you know. Exactly. So things can be done. Support with a good staff is very important. Having tournaments on all surface in India is very important with good condition. Not see, you can find a tennis court in random place in India, but that shouldn't be the scenario. You have to look at, hey, listen, we want to provide the best courts for our players so they can play, get used to the rallies, and then go to the next level. What happens in India is so often is the courts are so fast that the rallies are 2 balls, 3 balls, and then you go outside India, then you're like, hey, what do I do after 3 balls? Because I'm used to finishing the point in three rallies.
Yeah.
So these I think 3-4 things will be the biggest change. If we can manage that, you will have results. I guarantee you that.
Those are very interesting insights. And, I'm just going to take an example. Interesting that you talk about, let's not even look at Grand Slam countries. When I was watching your Australian Open campaign, you came up against Shang. Just looking at the background that Shang has had, and China has never been a tennis powerhouse, but he went to the US at a very young age, had that kind of support, coaching there. Now has a South American coach who travels with him, a trainer, his family travels with him. Is that also a way of showing us the big difference? Like China was never a tennis powerhouse,
of course,
but the kind of input that they're having.
Yeah, the budget they have is insane. Look at Zhang, Triple Z, the guy who won the gold medal in Asian Games. I've been traveling with three players from past 6 years, three people. So of course, having a budget is very, very important. Having guidance is very important, and if like these few things can be sorted, there is no reason for you to not succeed, unless of course you don't want to play or you go through injuries. That I can understand, but other than that, there should be no reason.
Finally, Sumit, before we let you go, I know I spoke about the French Open. That's still a bit of a distance away. You've had a very hectic time. This is that one of those rare weeks off. What's immediate plans for you?
I'll take another week off. Been playing a lot from past 15, 16 months, to be honest. So take another week off, practice 2 more weeks, and then start playing again. Maybe Rome, maybe end of Rome week, somewhere Lyon. I will see how the body is feeling and then take it from there.
All right, Sumit, thank you so much for taking our time speaking to us. And here's wishing you all the very best. Hopefully this season, the coming season, it's going to be a hectic one, proves to be the best of your career. Thank you so much.